Hello and welcome to a new episode of A Teacher's Journey with your host Robert Corio Jr. I hope everyone is having a tremendous day. I'm recording this on Thursday as I'm actually have the PGA Championship in the background. I'm watching it with the mute button on, so I'm watching some little golf while I'm doing a little podcasting and recording this on Thursday afternoon. So today. And again, we're in August right now, so happy August. We're recording this on August 6th. Happy August to everyone. Some of you that are listening may already have started school or will be starting school in a week or so, and there's some of you that are listening that aren't starting school until next month. So I was thinking about this today, and what I wanted to talk about was just some of my experiences when interviewing as a candidate for jobs in the teaching world, and some of the things I've done that have worked for me that I would like to share with you today. So and then also just anything that else that's going on, the other things that I've noticed. So I'm going to share with you some tips, some things that I've done that I've read, that I've done that I have found to be helpful. So let's get started. First thing is it's a numbers game. And what I mean by that is when interviewing, when sending out resumes, it's a numbers game. I used to work in sales, and it was all about numbers. It was about the more calls you made, the more sales you made, the better you were. And with interviewing, it's the same thing. When you're interviewing, when you're looking for a job, you are actually a salesperson. You are selling yourself to a school, a district, an organization. You are selling yourself. So it's mean you're selling yourself on your skills, what you know, what you have done, your experience, and you're selling to the school how that can help them. And that's what it is. It's what can you do for the school, for the district, is how can you help them? And that's the number one thing. If that's the one thing you can take away from this is that it's a numbers game. So it's the more that you apply, the more that you interview, the better you'll be at it, and the better chance you'll get an opportunity. It's all about it's all about applying. You keep applying. You don't stop until you get the job. You don't stop. You don't stop interviewing. You don't stop applying. You keep applying. It's a numbers game. That's the one thing my experience was just from when I was after college, when I was looking for a job, and now is you keep applying and you keep sending your resume out there. You network, you talk to people. That's what I've done. A lot of times it's following up with people. And then, so second thing is I've noticed is networking. And I think networking is important. I think it's just building relationships with people, whether you're at a school substituting or you're at a school doing a long term substitute assignment or any other opportunities, is just getting to know people and people getting to know you for who you are as a teacher and what you can do, your qualifications, and and what you did to do a good job, to do your job at the place that you're at, and really just building relationships with people because a lot of these things don't happen overnight. It's more just you just work, you just talk to people, you just be yourself, and you really just see what happens. And a lot of times is just you might get a referral from someone that you used to work with, or someone that you used to work with is now in a higher position and they're looking for someone, and they're like, hey, I know this person. I worked with this person. This person's great. All right, let's bring that person in. I know him. Let's do it. I know him or her, and let's do it. So a lot of it is just more like sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know. But again, it's just making sure you're developing relationships with other people in the teaching world that you're at, and that's why I find it to be helpful too. Is a lot of times it's I know someone that I used to work with, or someone that I used to work at that school before, maybe as a substitute teacher, and they liked my work there, so they found that they said that, oh yeah, it's something that he'd be a good candidate. And a lot of times it's when you're having you have recommendations, you have people that recommend you that you used to work with or that you can use as a reference. That's very helpful because a lot of times people it's going by other people's suggestions. It's some because a lot of them get so many resumes that they can't there's only so many, they have to find someone that it's not only just a resume, but it's do they like you. I think that's the big thing too. It's not like that's what I learned too is a lot of times it's that when they call you in for the interview, they feel that you're qualified for the opportunity, but they want when they're interviewing you, they just want to see if they like you for the position. They feel that you're going to be a good fit, or and also that you feel you're going to be a good fit. So a lot of times it's just you're just trying to network with people and trying to be you're trying to be someone that either like someone or you're just trying to network and just trying to know people so that way when you work and you know the school and you know people and they can get you into get your foot in the door. um Also what I think is important too is it's just sometimes it's also following up. So whether it's sending email or calling up, sometimes it's the best way just to do that. It's just following up because you just don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I've had some instances where I followed up and then it'd be like, oh yeah, we still haven't made a decision yet, or yeah, we're gonna be moving forward with another candidate. At least if you follow up, and also it shows that you're still interested in the opportunity. And and again, I sometimes I have trouble following up, so I'll just, but I try to remind myself is if I haven't heard anything yet, I'll follow up. I'll take, it depends on the time frame too. Sometimes it'll take a couple weeks just to find out, or a couple weeks for them to make their decision. But if you don't hear, it's just a good way just to send an email if you haven't heard back yet. Again, I try to do this myself, but I'm not perfect, and sometimes I don't follow up. But I also make sure that I'm working more on trying to follow up on any type of opportunities. So, and then again, it's fine. And then also trying to find a set time when you're applying. I think finding good times when you're applying, finding websites, industry like teacher specific websites in your area that you can look for jobs on, and where jobs will be posted because not all jobs are posted on one site. Some are posted on one site, some are posted on another site. So it's important to look for the type of job search sites where you can go and apply and search for jobs and apply to them. And I think that's also a very important time because making sure that that you are getting in where the opportunities are, and also making sure that you are applying to industry specific jobs. Next is one thing I also feel too is important is just updating your resume every so often, updating your references. If you have a list of references, refer people that will refer you, update that because that's also important when you're looking for a job. Sometimes some people might be looking for a specific thing, specific keyword. If you have, and if it's something you've done and you didn't add it on your resume, that can hurt your chance. It could hurt your chances into getting that job. Also, just talking about your. I think what comes to this and then when it comes to interviewing, I like to just talk about myself, talk about my experience, what I've done. I don't like to. I don't like to. I feel that I don't like to fluff things. I talk about things that I know. I talk about things I've done. Talk about things that I know that I've done, that my experience, and I think just go from there. That's kind of when you're in an interview. Some people are asking, like, "What should I mention?" Just talk about yourself. Talk about what have you done in regards to that position. How does it relate? And you look back on your resume, look back at what you've done, and you talk about that, and you prepare. And a lot of times when preparing, you're just looking at I just look at the website. I look at the school's website and look at the district website and look what they have, and really just try to learn more about the school, learn more about the people that you're going to possibly interview with. So that way you can get a good idea of what the interview is going to be like. And I think that's also very important. Obvious another thing is just like I know now a lot of these interviews are going to be done remotely, whether it's on Zoom, Google Meet. Uh, you can make sure you're dressing professionally. I I'm making sure like I'm not wearing a suit and tie, but I'm wearing like a collared shirt. I have a golf shirt on. I wear a golf shirt, and or like again, just wearing something professionally so when they see you, and then like when look like you clean, just you took a shower, you got ready. That way you look professional when you're meeting with potential employers. It's something. It's a good look. Again, I don't know how people feel about doing the virtual interviews. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind doing it. I feel that was very it was good. It was like a regular interview, except I was at my house. That was the only difference. I mean, I was at my own home. Again, get on there early. If you have sometimes if they send you an invite, please, select, you have that on your calendar so that way you can look it up and have the link, and even might have the emails of the participants that will be in the interview, so you can know who you're going to be interviewing with during that time. One thing is not, make sure that I also like to send a thank you note to them. That way it's just a very short, brief thank you note. And one of the things that I just like is I think that's important now. Um, Again, and you just wait and see. I think a lot of this is a numbers game again. Like I said this earlier, it's all a numbers game. Is don't and try not and I know some people are like they get discouraged when they don't have the job or they didn't get a job that they wanted, and people get really upset and they get discouraged and they stop applying, you don't stop. This is a game. This is something that you don't stop. You don't stop applying. You don't stop. You keep going. You keep going until you get the job that you want. Whether again, also during this time, you should, yeah, I would suggest make sure that you're working. You're working currently because my dad said this. My dad said like it's easier to get a job when you have a job. So employers can, when you're talking about stuff, you can talk about what you're currently doing, and that's it's much better than saying, like I don't have anything. You can talk about, okay, I'm currently doing this, I'm currently doing that, I did this, and I'm doing, and you really can have sell your employer about how you can help them and how you can benefit their school, their district. So again, I think during this time is you keep going. I can't say that anymore. I've been saying I think it's so important that you keep going, you keep applying because you don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes, I mean, some people, they get their, they get their, some people get the job instantly, and there's some people that have to wait a while. Every story is different. Everyone has a different story to tell. So I think it's just being, persevering during this time. I mean, you find ways to do things. You find ways to make money and to have something where you can live off of and be able to do something that you want to do. I always make sure that you're doing something that you want to do, that you look at the options, you think about it, you reflect, and you go forward from there. Again, you gotta know everyone's situation is different, so I'm not gonna be able to say like, oh, you should take this job or you should take that job. I can't. That's not. I can't say that because everyone's situation is different. So I think again, you gotta know yourself, know your situation, know do what's best for you, and just keep going. There's no, again, I think you just have to worry about you and do what's best for you. You can't, I don't want to say, don't worry about what other people are thinking. If you're having a tough time finding a job, I know some people might feel oh, I haven't had find a job. I can't tell I don't want, I'm embarrassed to tell other people about that. You're working on what you want to do. I mean, if that's something you want to do with your life, keep going. because that way you won't regret it. I mean, I think you just don't want to regret what's happening, and then aim like something that you quit on too early. Yeah, it wasn't something that you didn't want to do. You did, and then you quit because you were frustrated. I'd say just keep going. That's my only advice. That's my advice right now. Is you keep applying. It's a numbers game. Keep applying. Keep talking to people. Keep working, and you'll get something out of it. You'll get a good. You'll get and it will and hard work. It will. Hard work wins. I think that's one of the things I say. I just want to make sure that I tell people is work. You work hard. You work hard. You're diligent, and good things will happen. That's all I pretty much have for today. I just wanted to get that message out there for some of you that may be still looking for a job right now. But for those of you that have a job going into the school year, congratulations. And I'll thank you again for listening. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.